Videos, we have learnt that sound needs a medium to travel. The medium can be a solid, liquid or gas. For example, a doctor uses a stethoscope to hear the sound of our heartbeat. Here the medium of propagation is a solid. Can you think of any example where the medium is a liquid? When you place your ears close to the surface of water, you will still be able to hear the sound from bodies or objects inside. Yes, this is an example where the medium is a liquid. And air is the most common medium through which the sound travels. And air, as we know, is gaseous. What is a vacuum? Vacuum is a space void of any matter. It means that it's a space that does not have any matter. For us humans, it's practically impossible to find or create 100% vacuum. But is there any place which comes close to a vacuum? Yes, the outer space is the closest approximation to a perfect vacuum. This is the reason why we are unable to hear any explosions from stars or planets here on Earth. As outer space is almost a vacuum, the sound from these explosions cannot travel to us. Let us see one experiment. Here we have an electric bell jar. A bell jar is a glass jar whose shape is similar to that of a bell. So we have a glass jar in which electric bell is fixed with the help of a cork. We call it an electric bell because it requires electrical energy to work. This bell is connected to an external battery and key. The glass jar also has a vacuum pump attached at the bottom. When we close the key, the current starts to flow and the hammer starts to strike the gong and continues to do so. We hear the sound clearly. Now we start pumping the air out of the glass jar through the vacuum pump. Is the sound getting louder or is it getting fainter? Yes, the sound is getting fainter. We see that as the amount of air is reducing in the jar, the intensity of sound is decreasing. Although we can see the hammer striking the gong, the sound we hear is very feeble. This is because we create a vacuum inside of the glass jar when we remove the air out. Note that earlier we said that we cannot create 100% vacuum. Hence we cannot remove all the air from the glass jar. So there will be some soft sound that we will be able to hear. We can also perform the same experiment using an alarm clock. Instead of the electric bell, we place ringing alarm clock inside the glass jar. We don't need battery and key in this case. Initially, we will hear the sound of an alarm. But when we try to pump the air out of the jar, the intensity of sound will get lower and the sound will get fainter. Note here that the alarm clock should be chosen in such a way that it can easily pass through the opening of the glass jar. Let us do one more experiment which you can perform at home. Take an empty glass and a cell phone. Keep this cell phone in an empty glass. Ask someone to give you a ring on this phone. What do you notice? Yes, you will hear the sound loud and clear. Now if you put your hands around the open face of the glass like this and try to suck the air from the glass, do you hear the same intensity of sound? Is the sound getting fainter now? Yes, we see as we suck the air out of the glass, the sound gets fainter. And why is that? It's because a new vacuum is created in the glass when we suck the air out from it.